What's poppin', fam? Welcome to Don't Touch My Mindset, a podcast that is designed to uplift, inspire, and motivate you, and most importantly, share tools to help you protect that mindset. Happy Sunday. It is February 6th, and we are opening up the series Pivotal Moments. And I'm so excited. I'm so inspired. I have so many great guests to come to you from all over the world. It's just an incredible journey that I've taken to getting to know so many people, and what their pivotal moment was when they decided to take control of their life, when they decided to make that mindset shift. And this is the first one. So let's just dive right into it. And yes, see the show notes for all the links. Follow the show on Instagram, all the good stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much for rocking with me. What's poppin', fam? It's Jay Chase. I'm your host, and I'm here with a good friend of mine, somebody I've gotten to know very, very, very well. He's influenced a lot of this forward momentum that we are experiencing right now, and I am truly, truly grateful to have him join us on the show. I want to introduce you to Mr. Shane Cottle. Hello, Shane. How are you, brother?
What's up, brother? No, I don't think I'm influencing forward momentum. I think I just showed up and there was a bus going down the road, and I was like, yeah, that's the bus to be on. If we're rocking with you, we're definitely rocking with the right person, because it's real, it's raw, it's relatable, and it hits home. And yeah, if you're a part of the Don't Touch My Mindset community, it feels like home. That's all I gotta say, man. I didn't attribute anything, not a nothing. I just saw a bus flying by, and I'm like, I got a seat on that bus. Let's go. Let's be.
Yes, I love that. Well, like I said, I'm truly grateful, and it's truly a blessing to have you join us. And what we are rolling out, the first edition of Pivotal Moments. I think this is going to be super beneficial to anyone listening, just to get some different perspective, take the show kind of in a different route of getting to know some of the listeners, some influential people, on picking their brain, picking their mindset, kind of having them share a piece of their truth, a piece of their story of when they had a pivotal moment in their life where their mindset had to change for the better. It had to change, and you had to take control of your life. So I'm excited. I know you are a very, very interesting person. We've had a lot of conversations. And my first question is, who are you and what do you do, Shane?
Who am I? Real. Not influential, man. Not influential. Definitely real. Try to keep it real. And I've done a handful, so let's sum it down to like, you're caught up. Born and raised in a small town in Utah, farm boy, right? Come out of that bubble, go into video production, go into the TV world, don't feel that world. Found that the e-commerce world was really what I felt drawn to. Better to actually put it is definitely a builder archetype, definitely really good at okay, we got this vision on day one and we can talk about where we're going. I'm really good at like filling in, well, what are we gonna do in the middle that actually gets us from like here to there? So how-to guy, builder guy, and really can like see and fill in the middle. Oh man, Gemini. A lot of rebel energy in there. So like, I really, man, a real person that is just trying to live with real experiences and real people, but also touch a lot of stovetops that I was told not to. So there we go.
Haven't we all though? I love that. I love that about you too. You're just like, learned a lot of lessons, mate. Made a few mistakes. Not scared of it. I'm gonna own it. I love that about you, brother. But hey, we've all touched a few stovetops, and I love how you described yourself, because that is what you are, to what I've known. And yes, you're gonna take your flowers. Influential. Thank you, brother. So let's dive into it, brother. You know me, I'm all about dropping into the human experience, and let's talk about a few of these stovetops that you've touched. What was a lesson that you learned, a stovetop that you've touched, that you carry with you today?
We staying away from pivotal moment, and we staying away from that, and just sticking to lesson learned and stovetop touched.
No, we're gonna work our way into it. I didn't want to just jump right into it. Sometimes we gotta Sometimes we gotta work our way up.
Stovetop touch, man. Wow. Ooh, there's some in there. Some I feel like I touched, and some I feel, back then I felt like the victim, like happened to me. We later learned that I got myself there, but ooh, man. How about this? Broken my back, almost every disc in it. Felt like I had every right to blame everything else. But real talk, right? You choose your people, you choose your atmosphere, you choose your moments, you choose whether you tune right or left, you choose whether you go to the store or don't go to the store. So, man, I broke my back and almost every disc in it, and all in that same learning life lesson moment. And this isn't the takeaway of the life lesson, this is just what went down, man. I broke my back all in the same year that I took out a loan as big as the Eiffel Tower. And all in that same run, I also filed bankruptcy. I point that out because I took a loan as big as the Eiffel Tower, then went and acted a fool, broke my back, which rendered me not the most capable to, to work, to make cash flow, to make the magic. So ended up, fast forward a little bit, there I am filing bankruptcy because I can't walk for the whole rest of the year. I'm literally having someone else wipe and shower me and put my clothes on. And I can't even, walk myself to and from a bathroom alone, unassisted. So, man, a real window that taught a lot of lessons was when I was really high and thinking I was on top of the world. And then just like that, break your back, file bankruptcy. And it was crazy because that led, and also this dismantle of like all the on top of the worldness crumbles. Ended up getting issues with my colon, and that came right after that. So like there was just a window of 2 years where at first everything had to fall down. Like God, like I actually don't really care what people call it, but God and universe and energy and all the good things, but like something out there was like, all right, young buck, you're walking a little tall and you're missing all the lessons. Like we made the lessons available, but you're ignoring them. You're missing them. You're walking a little tall. You got it all wrong. So I'm going to come in with this chisel for a couple of years, and I'm going to find every way I can knock you off and get you down to the dirt and get you humble and get you hurting and get you real experienced. So man, a lot of time in hospitals. Yeah.
I like the way you put that. I like the way you put that, brother. Chisel. I'm gonna chisel you down. It feels like that sometimes, don't it? It just feels like we're just getting beat, dog. I understand that. I've been through that. And so you broke your back, filed bankruptcy, took out a loan, as you say, as big as the Eiffel Tower. I don't even want to know if it's that big. That had to be a pivotal moment, unless you came prepared with a different one. Blow my mind, please. Take us on a ride, brother.
Moment.
The mic is yours.
Some days, you ever wish you weren't you? Some days, I'll tell you what. Here's a context that I can say that there's days where I wish I wasn't me. For some reason, I came into this world a rebel, and then I came into this world in an atmosphere that only amplified and stoked the rebel. So I'll tell you what, I'm somebody that you can't teach me once. You can't beat me down once and then get me ready for the pivotal moment. Lord knows I needed it served up, man. So,
you need to get chiseled. You said it perfectly. We got to get chiseled down or get ready for that pivot. It's almost like we got it. Like, come on, still ain't got it. You still ain't got it. Come on, you still ain't got it. And then it's like, all right, you're right here. All you got to do is pivot.
You know, it was interesting. Real talk, man to man. But like, see, starting the 20s out. This feels so like weird to say, but like starting the 20s out, man. Like when money starts coming easy, and I can get the girl in the room eating out of my hand comes easy. You can get up on a high horse, man. You can get up on a high horse and you can get a little cocky and start thinking you're God, and you can actually forget that there is a God. So the reason why these chisel moments matter so much, and they are the lesson learned before the pivotal moment, is there were some chisel moments, man, ending up in a hospital, dealing with specialists left and right, all because of my colon, being told we're going to cut out your whole colon. You might die, or you might have to live on pills the rest of your life. Breaking my back, literally being an immobile piece of plywood for 8 months, dealing with bankruptcy at a young age when you're a male in America, and that's so much of identity, right? And then having some hard blows, but then still that's not enough. I saw the pivotal moment, man. I then instead was like, fine, I don't believe in you. Screw you. I don't believe in any of it, dude. So now I go black-hearted, cold-hearted. Now I disavow God. Now I disavow love. Now I disavow hope. Now I turn to the bottle, dude. Now I'm drinking, and I'm down to just be drinking, fighting, and I just don't care. And I live it out like I just don't care for a couple of years there. And so now I'm riding motorcycles, standing up on the seat, going 100 down the highway, waking up every day, literally going, let's just go have some fun, because I don't care if I live or die. I sincerely had this stretch, man, where I was like, I don't care if I live or I die. And it lived out that way. It really lived out that way. And so it's funny, when the chisel came in, it was like, yo, I'm going to chisel away, knock you down. My reaction to the chisel knocking at me was a middle finger in the air. And I was like, I'm going to go hard in the paint. So I got wild, I got dangerous, I got careless, I got reckless, and I got pretty dark, to be honest. I got really dark. To the point where I'm living in a motorhome, and nobody in the world knows that. Old shitty RV, parked behind an abandoned warehouse. And there's even a point where I'm living in a motorhome. Nobody in the world that cares about me actually knows where I'm at or what's up with me. That's how much I'm hiding from the world, and just drinking, working, fighting in the cyclone. And there's a moment where I'm living out of a motorhome, disconnected from anybody that cares about me, and I want to end it, dude. And I want to tap out. And so there was also the low, where it wasn't even drinking, but it was like walking around every day with like, you know what? Why go pick another fight? Why go ride this motorcycle recklessly? Why go skydiving? Why do any of this? I can stop dancing with it, and I can actually just do it. And that sunk in. And there was a night where I was playing with the gun, pacing back and forth. And at that moment, and where I was at in that state of being, it made sense, dude. It was all rational. I had it all thought out. Cared about a few people, you know. Left a letter to, you know, moms and sister. But it all made sense to me. It really, if your mindset, if it goes there and it gets that bad, that's why it all does start with you. And that's why it's all about mindset. It's because I've also been in the time where the mindset was so sincerely in a wrong spot. But back to when I remember being in that day and in that spot, it actually, in my mindset, made sense and all checked out. And I was ready and just wanted to like carry through and leave this world.
Wow. You're incredibly strong, brother. And I'm glad you're still right here with us. And we're having this conversation. Two, that had to be that. What happened? What happened? You're still here with us. You have a change of heart. You see an angel. I'm sorry. God, you're there.
The beginning of the pivotal moment. You know what? That night in that motorhome, which was the bottom of the bottom. It was like the end of 3 years of like real low, real dark in a motorhome, and got the gun. And I'm just like pacing and in this swirl of the worst internal dialogue, right? That real hatred talk. And I'll tell you, the one person that I don't connect with and I don't see eye to eye with, we can hardly communicate together, and we sure as hell don't predict and read and know and pick up on each other. But a stepfather calls me right when I'm mid-pace holding this gun. And we don't talk, man. And that's not somebody that...
Wait, it's always the person we don't talk to. It's always that one person at that one moment he called you.
Which, by the way, your tab right there. And now remember how powerful it is. You call, you check up on your people.
Absolutely.
You never fucking know. I had the whole world sold. I knew how to put on the face and the mask. Nobody saw that, right? Anywho.
That's real, though. That's real.
So there I am pacing. The old man calls. So I'm trying to sell it to him, and I'm trying to present, and I'm trying to keep calling on the call, and I'm trying to just like get him off the phone. I want to end the call, and I'm in it, dude. Like, I just want to rock it. And right when I'm going to rock it, which, by the way, I didn't mention this, but when I actually chambered, and when that metal clipped, and when I was like, whatever time it takes to lift from side of body to head, when that metal clicked and we were about maybe 1.5 seconds away, that's when the phone rang. So I pick up, and I'm trying to keep calm and, oh, hey, small talk, it's fine, goodbye. I rush him off the call. Well, now him calling, which, by the way, I do remember that call. He's small talking me, and he don't small talk me. That don't work with us. He don't give a damn. He don't check in more than 20 seconds. But now he's small talking me. Now he's telling me about this project he's got going on. Can I come help? And he needs my help. The reason why I mention this, I thought I was selling it. I thought I was hiding it. He extended and dragged that phone call out a good 5-10 minutes, which later down the road I see was on purpose. Because I'm sitting there on this phone call with him, and out of nowhere, scared the out of me, by the way, but all of a sudden just a knock on the door of the motorhome, which startled me. And I go to the door. Right? Some Breaking Bad scene, just picture that. When I go to the door, because this knock startles me, so I run to the door thinking is somebody on the streets, looking to rob the motorhome or poke in here. So I go to the door all aggressive, and it's an ex years ago, but probably about the only ex I had in my life. The only person I dated in my life that when that relationship ended, we were friends before then, we were friends during then, and we were friends after then. And there she is. And she comes charging in, dude. She pushes me. She straight up hit me, pushed me, looks me right in the eye and said, "Don't you dare." and went straight into like mama bear goddess energy, right? Like, listen, you're going to sit down, you're going to listen to me. Well, that worked. And what I later found out was my dad felt the vibes, picked up on it, sent an SOS message to her. Hey, go here, check this out, yada, yada. So he coordinated that. So she got there just in time. She's the one person I think I could have taken real talk and straight talk from. And it worked. And it got in. So she sits me down. And she had that look like, you do one stupid thing, I'm knocking you out, right? Like, she had that look like, hey, I'll meet you where you're at, and I'm here to play, so you're going to sit down, you're going to listen. Big talk, big talk. And here's why this opens up a pivotal moment. That goddess kind of went like this and was like, I'm going to push the gate open a little bit. She softened it up. She opened it up, and the gate just got creaked open. And now let's fast forward. And now I can get into the pivotal moment, which the real pivotal moment was also at the hands and the blessing of another goddess, man. This is the power of why truly, this is the power of why like a powerful, a healthy, a mature, a divine, a loving, a nurturing, intuitive goddess is needed. Is because I've been at the mercy, right? I've felt my pivotal moments. The opening of the gate was all at the hand of like, I wouldn't have had any of these moments if it wasn't for these two ladies. So yeah, she stops me from doing the act. I now start living life out again, and I'm trying a little bit harder. And now I find myself opening up my mind month after month, year after year. So my mind's opening up. I'm probably not doing the real work or doing anything amazing, but my mind's opening up. And I'm like, yeah, let's live. Yeah. So here I am a little bit further down the road. And now I'm around 30 years old. And now, beautiful goddess has got my attention. And she says, hey, we're going to do breath work. There's this facilitator. They facilitate a breath work experience over Zoom. People globally tune into this. You buy the ticket and attend like a small container, 50 people. And it's up to this point in my life, I got to confess, man, from a small town, kind of from a farming family in Utah, up to this point, I'm pretty close-minded, man. The hippies are the hippies, the woo-woos, the woo-woo. I think it's all crazy. I'm eating potatoes if it ain't tangible, if I can't touch it, see it. I'm that guy. I'm going to paint me and just call it how it is, man. You stereotype me, I was that, right? So here's this goddess, like, all right, you're stubborn, hard-headed. You're going to do this with me. Open up, give it a try. So I hop on this Zoom call, and man, this couple facilitates this Zoom call, and this day is my pivotal moment. I go into this Zoom call, which is like 2 hours long, and I'm walls up, I'm mask on, I'm as usual, right? Don't you dare let the world really, really see you. Don't let the truth show up. But they lead us through on this Zoom call, a lot of spoken word, a lot of kind of like mantra mindset stuff. They soften us up. And then they lead us through like 45 minutes of high speed, high intensity breath work, switching up from like Wim Hof method mixed in with like Eastern mixed. So 45 minutes of high intensity breath work, dude. And I'll tell you what, it's the equivalent of ayahuasca. I mean, you get tingly, you get like you're floating, you get lightheaded, you get to like filling out a body. It's gnarly. And we finish this breath work and we're done. And right when the breath work stops, he leads this vocal thing. Envision that this strand of like divine loving gold energy is coming down through your head from the father, your base from the mother, and they're like me. And so he's walking through something like that, which I'd never heard talk like this before. But he's walking us through this visualization right after we come flying out of this breath work. And dude, I'm high, I'm floating, I'm tingling, I'm almost passed out. I'd never done breath work like this, man. And it got me, man. Final blow of the chisel, pivotal moment. I'm sitting there on this Zoom, and he finishes his whole deal, and he pauses, and he says, all right, now if anybody wants to speak up, has something to say. How do you feel? What did this bring up for you? Speak up. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm with a bunch of woo-woos. I ain't gonna say nothing because they're all gonna speak up and whine about life and all these feelings. And like, so straight up, I was still kind of in my head like, nah, I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna be quiet. But in this moment, right after that visualization of what I felt and like what it unlocked, this internal part of me was like, no, son, no, you're not. And at the end of that breath work and at the end of that like visualization that he walked us through, my pivotal moment was a moment that I saw with absolute clarity and felt and knew with absolute clarity why up to that date I didn't love myself and I wanted to die so many times. See, right there after that breath work, I knew with clarity and I felt it. It screamed at me. It was exposed. I saw it. I felt it. But I realized the root. That moment, that pivotal moment was the single moment that said, hey, you want to go? Do you want to go look all the way down and see what's at the bottom of the roots? You want to? Let's go. And I was like, yeah, I want to. And I'm sitting there and all of a sudden this day and this memory comes up. When I was a little kid, man, and I know it was well intended, but when I was a little kid, my mom sat me down and did the whole, hey, you're old enough now, I can tell you this, I feel like you need to know, but I want you to know you're not the, because I'm an older brother, but also the only boy, so I'm an older brother of all sisters, and she was sitting me down to say, hey, I just want you to know that you're not the only one. I tried 4 times before you, and had 4 stillborns, and all 4 of those were boys. You were the 5th try and the first boy to come in. Later on, dude, with a healthy mind, I realized that she meant that with good intent. I realized she was giving me good intent, good information, you know, like a mother would do. Hey, I'd rather you hear this from me than later when you're 18, you hear it from your uncle, or, you know, like, I know she had all this intent of like, I need to bring this to you. You need to know because I love you. Unfortunately, what it did in me growing up is this back to why mindset matters, brother. You gotta get a wrangle on it. So I didn't have a wrangle on it. But when I was young, man, this self-talk started going. And this ugly negative self-talk would start. Every time I screw something up and somebody would affirm, you're no good, you're not worth anything, you just screwed up. Well, this information that my mother told me when I was young, I started turning it into a story and a fantasy story in my head, in this new belief of, well, I'm a screw up, man. I'm the black sheep, I'm a screw up. I'm the 1 out of 5 brothers that ain't gonna, I'm not gonna be an astronaut, I'm not gonna be the next president, I can't get anything right. So then this like crazy self-talk would start, almost a negative fantasy, where I started believing one of those 4 that didn't get to come and sit in the seat that I'm sitting in was probably the next Mother Teresa, was probably the next president and savior.
You know, that's so interesting. Like you say that, and you know, as we're younger, we do have these negative self-talks because we create these narratives in our head. But the beautiful thing about it is how the mind can work. And this just came to me, just a quick download, is that you could also look at that story as you're special, that you have a purpose to fulfill. You know, and it's just so interesting. I mean, my mind's all over the place, so go ahead. You got this negative self-talk. As a kid, I hope I didn't derail you too bad, because you got my mind everywhere.
Thank you for the download, brother. Thank you for the download. And that download's perfect timing, because I'm going to add on to your download and say this. I know first-handedly, when you got nobody around you telling you that version of the story and that perspective, then you can wildly run off and wreck the next 2 decades. So your download is an affirmation of why I want everybody to be a better father, a better mother, why I want everyone to be a better friend. yo, sometimes you don't know it, but somebody really close to you, they need another alternative and perspective in the story. Swear to God, one that could affect their whole life. So perfect download, brother. Yeah, man.
100%. I feel that hits hand over heart. 100%. Check on your friends.
Yeah. So there we go, man. This one thing that happened when I'm really young instilled this thing, and it grew. Like this virus and cancer grew inside of me, man. And by the time I hit my teens, I legitimately, inherently felt deep down inside that I'm inherently not worthy of this seat in this life. And then it grows, and the virus grows more and more. And now suddenly I'm in my 20s, and I can't even self-diagnose. I'm not even aware. Dude, suddenly I'm in my 20s. I'm running bags of cash on the back of a motorcycle for organizations across lines because I don't give a shit if I get caught and I die. Suddenly in my 20s, I'm trying to figure out how can I make money and then lose money, and I'm self-sabotaging and going, oh, you got a girlfriend? Oh, you got a girlfriend? Well, go stand on a motorcycle and get in a wreck and get your ass in the hospital. Dude, every time I got something good, I was self-sabotaging and making sure to ruin it and wreck it. But what's crazy is once I hit my 20s, I legit kind of wanted to know. I wanted to break the pattern. I wanted to be better and do better. But once I hit my 20s, dude, I didn't know the root of any of this. I didn't know where it came from. So now I'm even more frustrated. And I'm like, I'm broken. Because now I'm like uber broken. So that pivotal moment in that day, in that breathwork session, was the power of breathwork and the love and the spoken word and the guidance from that facilitator. The power of that day, it was my pivotal moment where finally I was ready. And it was that moment that was like, hey, do you want to go all the way down, real far down, get to the bottom of these roots and see where all of these like limiting beliefs and all of these upper limit issues are? Because if you're down, I'll show you right now the single memory, the single day, the single like 10-minute window that instilled the mindset that wreaked havoc on all your teens and all your 20s. And so I looked and I saw it. And the dope part is now sitting on the Zoom in this group, now I'm bawling. And I'm like, I gotta speak up. So I spoke up. Hey, I want to speak. I want to share. So I shared what I just shared with you right here today with this facilitator. And you know what's cool?
Wow.
Perfect man to receive me. He received everything I just shared. And not only did he receive it, but he leaned in like, hey, you ready to instill the new hardware? You ready to instill the new operating system? And so he didn't just let me like spill this out, but then he also put me in the hot seat and reinstilled the new beliefs. He let me throw it in the garbage and put some new in there, and then asked if I accept it. If I will now go integrate it, if I will now go implement it, believe it, live it, be it. And I said yes. And ever since that day, man, trust me, I'm still trying, I'm still walking, I'm still just me. But ever since that day, well, here I am, man. That's my pivotal moment. So thank goodness the good people offering good things like breathwork and things that I used to make fun of and call the woo-woo because I didn't understand. Man, Thank goodness for all those lovers and healers and medicine. Thank goodness for those people, man, because I got saved by one and it was held just right. And it was the pivotal moment, and it installed the new, and it gave me permission to go install more new. So yeah, man.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
You want to know what's weird that I just realized about the name? Here's what I'm going to say, man. I agree with you. Don't touch my mindset. And I'd give it anything if I had some people touching my mindset back when I was young. I'd kill to have somebody that was giving a damn, showing the hell up and touching my mindset back then, dude. But it's all for us. I think it was a journey, the lessons learned, and I think it just built up everything that was needed for me to be right here, right now with you and all that comes forward. So it's gratitude. It's not regret. It's gratitude.
It's gratitude, brother, and that's the way we got to look at it. And you said the key, you said the secret sauce. It's all for us. Everything that we went through, everything that we go through, all the fires that we fight, all the chiseling that we go through, everything that we shed, all the unbearable healing processes is all for us. Every pain, every cut, every wound, it's all for us. We come back and that skin's just a little bit tougher, you know? And I truly believe that, because I myself I've been to the bottom right there with you, brother. You know, in my own reality, in my own perception, in my own world. But it was all for me. And you know, the craziest thing about this, brother, because I just wanted love. I just wanted love. That's all little Jay wanted. That's all baby Jay wanted, was just a little love. Mama left me in Texas, so I thought that if you were leaving me, that meant that you loved me. And that was completely wrong, because my feelings were hurt every time you left me. But I was just a good kid trying to convince the world that I'm bad, dude. Because I thought that would get attention. I thought that would get love. I thought that would get people to stay. But it just pushed them away. So it took a lot of pivotal moments.
Dude, that hit.
Yeah.
That hit. That's me to a T, man. I was a big old cuddly bear. Big old just good kid inside. But I found that I got attention, and I found that, I could felt heard and seen and understood and known. I went and created a big enough spectacle to get a crowd to gather around it. Oh man, dude. Yeah. Damn. So here's a real question, because by the way, there's that single-handed pivotal moment, but I'm going to say this. Ever since then, I've been trying to recreate, and I've been trying to facilitate, and I've been trying to seek out the next pivotal moment. Okay. As if I'm now like I want to create and invest into and lean into the next pivotal moment every week, every month. So here's why I'm pointing this out, man. I'm going to confess. I'm going to own it. I was resistant, and I was avoiding, and I was in no, and I was scared and fearful of the pivotal moment. So I didn't let it happen. I delayed it and pushed it back. To be real talk. There's moments where like I had a little like feeling, but I'm like, nah. Stubbornly, resistantly, nah.
100%. I've been there.
Yeah. So I'm pointing that out. I'm pointing that out because my question is for all of us: are you intentionally designing, seeking, and investing into those pivotal moments, weekly, monthly? We don't need the big pivotal moments that are spread out over decades, man. We, truth be told, we can instead say, okay, what is uncomfortable? What is fear? What is unknown? What scares me? Okay.
What scares me?
I can choose it.
I love that you said that.
So now I choose the pivotal moments.
Yes.
I chase it. I look for it, man. I hope, and I don't do it perfectly, but I weirdly am like, I want a pivotal moment per month from here on out. Because I know what it feels like to go for over 20 years without a pivotal moment. It sucks, man. Don't go 20 years without a pivotal moment. And if you do, it's only your fault, man. It all starts with you. So if it all starts with you and you create your reality, and it's just a matter of you letting yourself be, well then, choice. Let yourself. Just choice, man. So now I'm like, I want that pivotal moment every month, every year.
Dude, we gotta search him. We gotta search for him, because there's no growth. There's no growth if there aren't pivotal moments. Every pivotal moment I've had has been for the better. I'd be like, damn, that really sucks, but it was for the better. If I leaned into it, if I accepted it, if I surrendered to it, if I was like, all right, God, you take the wheel. You help me get out of this, because I got myself here doing the things that I thought that were going to get me to the next level, and they didn't. The things that got me here won't get me there. So what's that pivot? What's that next one? What's that adjustment? You know? So I feel that, man. This has been amazing. Thank you, Shane. One question for you: if there was one tool, tip, or trick for you to put into the mental health toolkit of our listeners, what would it be?
All right. You said mental health, but here's my one thing. Be open to and be wise enough and feverishly choose the tools that work really well for your body right before you go into the mind. Dude, my biggest tools is actually what happens right before I'm trying to drop into mindset. It's the cold shower. It's the breath work, pleasure and play and touch. It can be a humming. It can be sound bowls. Man, I'll tell you what. We leave the body out, and I guess Taylor Swift nailed it, shake it off. But like, when you shake, when you get grounded, when you breathe, when you even just pound your chest.
Just a little bit,
man,
just a little bit.
When you go to the body first, you're going through this tunnel that if you go hit the cold shower, 5 minutes of breath work, tremor work, shaking work, all these different things, right when you come out of that little tunnel, the capacity and level that's available for the mindset, well, that grows. The room, the capacity, the outer boundaries grow. So once I hit cold shower and breath work, once I hit the body in some form, or just be still, bare feet, standing on the dirt, once I say hi to body first, and then I say, all right, dialogue, mind, I'm a little bit more well equipped. So now when I do want to check in on a journal, now when I do want to visualize, now when I do want to read off a power statement or an affirmation that I've been trying to instill in the software for 90 days, well, guess what? It all works a little bit better. The mindset tools, which my first thing, mindset, the way I start out my day, it is in a journal, a set of questions I ask. I ask the same dozen questions every day. I care about my dialogue more than my discipline when it comes to mindset. Like, I know mindset, we kind of get into this whole discipline thing, but I'm like, I care about the dialogue, and I've lived a life where the internal dialogue was a bunch of wild wolves running in every direction, and I couldn't get a damn leash on a single one of them. Right. So I know why it's very important to proactively start every day with like, yo, what's the dialogue, man? So I hit body first so I could wake it up. Yeah.
Absolutely. So he is saying to those listening, attack the body, drop into the mind. Attack the body, drop into the mind. Absolutely. I do the same thing. I will destroy my body to rebuild my mind. Why? Because I have to look at it from the outside in at that point. I have to remove myself. You know, there's nothing I can do. It crumbles from the inside. So we got to take it out and put it back together like little Legos. I love it. Oh, brother, it's so good to have you here. Whoo! We're going to do it again. We're going to rock it out. Yeah.
You want some advance? I got to throw the advance, man. Because I believe and live my life, and I believe that it all starts with me, right? So one of my biggest beliefs is like, it all starts with you. But now, just having said that it all starts with you, you want to talk real talk for mindset? So I'm a nerd developer guy, so I'm going to use this language called API. But you could be building a website or an app or some platform, and you can authorize or install an API. And all I'm getting to is what this does is you give permission for another app or entity or app to send information to your platform, entity or app. So it's authorizing, it's essentially building the bridge and putting a green authorization on both ends and saying, hey, Uber is authorized through this API to send information to Facebook. So it's like a way that I authorize two things to like, hey, you got a green light to send information in between each other. Here's why I bring this up. Yeah, I believe it all starts with me. I try to live that way every day. Guess what? I live up every day and I don't live it out perfectly. Far from perfect. So one of the smartest preventative measures, one of the smartest moves you can make for your mindset is to build the small hand selected circle around you authorize the API call. And this actually reaffirms that it all starts with you, because FYI, you are the one that picks and determines the circle around you. But man, I am so picky with the people that in my mind, I'm like, yo, you're greenlit. We have an API installed in between us two, and you're greenlit. And why I'm actually doing that is because I'll never be upholding and performing 100% on my mindset every day alone. You know, it's weird though. My recover and rebound time is really quick, and I do get really high to upholding the mindset I want, but it ain't even because of me, because I ain't that good and I'm not perfect. What it is I hit a moment and I'm like, trigger the APIs, send the signal. I need this person and this person and this person to know the mindset's not good over here. And guess what? They send the signal, they send the data over, and they get my mindset just right, real quick. Like, that's the secret, man. That's the real secret. Whoever's like authorizing as a green light over your mindset.
I love that. It's all about the people that you keep around you. You know, I truly believe that I am not a product of my environment. My environment is a product of me and my mind. The way that I pick and choose the people that I choose to be around. So yeah, I think that's key. I think that's A1, brother. A1. Yo, we're wrapping it up. I love you. Thank you for being so open, being ready and willing to share your truth, your story, your mindset, the things that go on and that's gotten you here. But it's all about going forward. I love what you said about asking yourself the same questions every single morning. It's your dialogue before your discipline. And you gotta watch that self-talk. But the beautiful thing about that is that you can see the vision change with the same questions.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I'm going to confess, I built out this set of questions way back, years back. Dude, and I still have them, I still keep them. I choose hard journals. I don't do digital. I just kind of like it. But by the way, you got to find what you do. But anyway, I still have the hard copies of the first journals used when I implemented these. And if you read the entries from when this all started, and I want to somehow love on myself by still making a point, but like, they're dark, man. They were sad. And they weren't seeing a lot of possibilities, and they weren't seeing a lot of vision. And there was months of just me proposing the same questions that I face today. But if you looked at the responses back then compared to now, oh man.
It's crazy. You get to see the mind evolve. You get to see yourself grow. You get to see the mind stretch. And that is my favorite thing, stretching the mind. Adding to the toolbox. Setting yourself and positioning yourself for success. Once you remember where you came from, you can remember where you're going, brother. This has been beautiful. Thank you. Tell everybody where they can find you at. Please go follow him wherever. Go ahead, brother.
All of me, man. I'm isolating. I'm going to be pretty inactive on traditional social media. I'm definitely active on Clubhouse because we can really connect and talk there. But I'll tell you what, I'm in a moment where I'm going to be MIA in a lot of places because I'm going to be all in on one place. So the best way to like really, really get me if you want deep, it's yourwisdom.com, yourwsdm.com. Why? Because that is in the essence of community, right? Where it's actually getting into a community space. Because, yeah, I don't want more on social media. I want more dropping in to your wisdom. So I'm like, I see you, you're here. Let's expand your wisdom. Let's integrate your wisdom. Let's go deeper. Let's go further. The really only surface that I do is like Instagram and Clubhouse, man. But I uphold and show and support on Clubhouse. I don't really uphold on Instagram, hardly. I'm a little flyby bird every once in a while. But yeah, man, yourwisdom.com. If this is really like to the one person that like, hey, I'm talking to you, we're rocking, to that one person, yourwisdom.com, WSDM. That's where I really want you to find me. Because I don't want 100,000 people following on some Instagram. Never want that. What I want is that one person hopping on the next live Zoom with me inside of your wisdom. And yeah, man, like that depth. So there you go. I'm confessing that I don't upkeep Facebook and Instagram, and I don't like update all those, man. But Clubhouse,
there ain't nothing wrong with it. There ain't. Hey, Clubhouse will rock it out. There's nothing wrong with it, brother. Yes. Your wisdom. WSDM. // Jay Chase. Yes, brother.
Yes. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I think I made the point. What it is, I'm putting that feel out of like, yo, from today, I want to talk to like one person. What I definitely might. I've never been the one. I don't do anything for that next like 10,000 followers. I just can't. I won't show up that way.